that Journey Chick on Instagram, and I have been posting on Instagram. So, what you're seeing in front of you is my mystery diamond painting. I did not finish the section I wanted to. I'm almost done with it, but I want to finish up this section before today, and then I'll bring out my other painting today and work on that. So that you'll see that tomorrow. Because I try to finish at least a section a week. I probably should finish more than that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16. So, okay, we're good. It's not going to last 16 weeks, so at some point I'm going to have to get faster. But I didn't diamond paint this weekend, except for during the lives with Mickey and mine on Sunday. I didn't diamond paint because I participated in the 24 hours of cross stitch. Now, this is an event where you try to get 24 hours of cross stitching in over the weekend. It doesn't have to be 24 hours straight. You can break it up, which is what I did. I've never done this before, and it really helped me to get my cross stitch juices flowing, so to speak. And all right, drum roll, please. Yes, Mickey was right. It was less than 20 hours that I got. I put in 13 hours. I'm kind of proud of myself. I think 13 hours is okay. Here's what I got done in 13 hours. There was a little bit of frogging that had to happen. Now, let me try to describe to you. I don't have a picture of what this is supposed to be, but this is the top tail of a Cheshire cat. And then it's going to come down. Yeah, it'll come down this way, and then you'll see the face of the Cheshire cat. But it's just, the Cheshire cat is just kind of a silhouette. And then within the Cheshire cat, there's an Alice and some other little things. Anyway, I'm still going to work on it, but I have to put that away now because I need to focus this week on the temperature blankets. I am very behind, as I suspect many of you are, because it's 90 plus degree weather, and who wants to work on a blanket in 90 plus degree weather? Which it is here, but I'm going to try. Hi, baby. Hello. Thanks for visiting. What's going on? Go lay down. These animals have been playing since 5:30 this morning. Do you have to go out? You always have to go out when I go live. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, I'll take you out. Okay. Okay, so where was I? Lost my train of thought. It went off the track. So that's why I didn't do a show Saturday. I was cross stitching as much as I could. I still had other things to do. Yeah, I did do my live yesterday. Really fun live with Mickey, and Cheryl came in at the end, and we did our yum box. We went to Greece. It was fun. And then I did my Zoom yesterday afternoon, which I was cross-stitching during the Zoom. It's just I had other things to do. I had to do the laundry, had to change all the linens. So today I am turning in my note, my physical therapy note. I'm going to call some kind of company that will come out and clean my house. Because now, with the note, the insurance company will pay for part of it. They'll pay for $20 for the hour. I'm sure it's going to cost me more than that, so I'll have to make up the difference. But you know what? I'm willing to do that because I just, even with just doing the laundry and the few things that I did do, my back was really hurting. I don't know what I was, I was really praying that my back was not that injured, but by now I feel like it should have healed, but it just hasn't. I know I got to give it more time. Soft tissue injuries, I know they take a while to heal. I know, but I just feel like it should have healed by now. I don't know. So, what did y'all do this weekend? Like I said, I stayed home and cross stitched all weekend. Friday, I did, I got to pick up Malia from the airport. That was really fun. Um, because we got to talking, and she, I told this story, I think in the live on Friday, but man, she told me she says, I've got to get vaccinated, Grandma. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. She goes, I'm gonna get the Pfizer. I'm like, that was a weird statement. I said, really? And why is that? Why, because it sounded like she had some kind of thought process behind it. And she's like, because it makes your boobs grow. And I said, what? She goes, yeah, my friend, she went up 2 cup sizes. I said, Malia, that, you know. So I said, well, where did you hear that? On TikTok. I'm like, well, that's where I get all my news. So I just thought that was so funny. Yes, so for all of you out there that got the Pfizer vaccine and you noticed that your bra size has gone up, yes. According to the news outlet TikTok, that is a side effect of the Pfizer vaccine. My poor granddaughter, she's so easily disillusioned. And then she was like, I'm going to spend my senior year in Vegas and I'm going to get in-state tuitions and I'm going to go to UNLV. And I'm like, well, I said, that's fine. So you got to get your grades up. And, I said, you should make a vision board. And she's like, Grandma, I am not making a vision board. So I guess vision boards are out these days. I don't know. I said, well, okay, but you got to get your grades up. I know. I'm like, okay. This is a child who couldn't, I don't know. She's not the best when it comes to school. And she's smart. She just doesn't put a lot of effort into it. There's more important things like, TikTok, apparently. But I'm so glad she's home. She went to visit her mother in Vegas for 3 weeks, and her mother was, in her ear. So, yeah. So, what's going on? Okay, I'm trying to think. Let's do what National Day it is. This is National All or Nothing Day. Like, if there is something that you have been wanting to do, today is the day to set that goal, tell somebody that this is your goal, and get it done. All or nothing. Like, have you wanted to lose weight? This is the day you say, okay, I'm going to lose weight. It's a Monday. Good idea. I don't try to say that out loud because I don't want anybody to hold me to it. But that's the part of the all or nothing. If you tell somebody, then you feel like you're going to be held accountable. So, all or nothing day. Now, I was thinking more in terms of my bucket list. Like, I've been saying I'm going to go to Denver in November. So I need to start making those plans. Like, where am I going to stay? How far of a drive is it? How many days do I need to take off from work? That kind of thing. So, and I want to go to Alaska. So I need to find out, where in Alaska do I want to go? Where do I want to stay? What do I want to do? Well, my main goal with Alaska is just to, visit the state, check it out, see what the cost of living looks like, see what the housing looks like, what could I, if I per se ever wanted to move there, what would it cost me financially? Like, could I afford it, in other words? And I could ask AK Rose, and she would give me some assistance on that. But this is the all or nothing day. Today is the day to verbalize that plan, make the plan, tell somebody about your plan, and just let's get doing it, right? Now, I know, like, the step challenge thing, oh man, my team is killing it. They are doing so well. They have really improved since the beginning. We're going into the last month of the 90-day step challenge, and my team is rocking it. So I am not helping the cause, I can tell you that, because of my back. But like Friday, I got in a lot of steps between work, physical therapy, picking up Malia at the airport. I managed to run into Joann's. They were having a clearance sale, but they didn't have much. Like, I didn't like the yarns that were on clearance. A lot of that Bernay blanket stuff, which I don't, it's that felty material. I have some of that I got, you know, through mystery stuff. I just don't like it, you know. And some people do. That's why I give away yarn. There is a giveaway this Wednesday, 2 days from now. Make sure you know, I've had this post up all month. Make sure you're in on the giveaway. Yeah, it's gonna be on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I will go live and I'll do the giveaway. All right, I'm done with this. I'm done with this symbol. I need another one. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Tootsie didn't ask to come back in. I don't know what happened. Do, 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 do. I'm looking for a particular symbol. Oh, I don't see it. Oh, here it is. I found it. So, what else did I do this weekend? I finished watching The Handmaid's Tale. I didn't like the way it ended. I'm like, no, that can't be the ending. But there'll be another season. I feel confident of that. And then last night I was watching Virgin River. Got a couple episodes of that in. I started watching Legacies. You know, I didn't finish it's not Vampire Diaries, it's the one after that. I was in season 3, I think, at 3 or 4, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like that season at all. I couldn't get through it. So I just went on I skipped and went ahead to Legacies. And I was enjoying that. I mean, I know who the characters are. I know, you know, how they came about. I know their parents. So I feel like, you know, I know enough of that other show to figure out who everybody is. So, what was the name of that other one? Why is the name not coming to me? It was, I don't know. I can hear Crystal screaming it at me. Crystal's like, because it's not coming to my mind. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's do judge, jury, and jury closing arguments. Yes, today you get to tell me what your vote is. Guilty, not guilty, or mistrial because of a hung jury. All right. So, prosecution's closing argument. Plain and simple, this was a guy who just refused. Oh, Tootsie is barking. This is a guy who just refused the breakup. You know, we know Rebecca tried to break up with him, and Joshua was just not having it. He wanted her back. He wouldn't take no for an answer. And they needed to exchange their belongings, and they had made plans on what day to do this. It was going to be that the weekend following the shooting, it had been planned for. Her plan was to get this truck that they owned mutually, repaired. The radiator was cracked or something like that and needed to be repaired. Now, he didn't think that the radiator needed to be repaired. What is she barking at? All right, let me go get her in here. Hey, get in here. Stop barking. What are you barking at? I don't know what she's barking at. Okay. She needed to get the radiator repaired because she felt like she could not drive that truck the 2 hours. She wasn't comfortable driving that truck the 2 hours it would take to get to his house. So she tells her father she wants to, work on the radiator. Coincidentally, the day she calls him, he has a guest in his home that he and his wife had invited him. This guy, I get the guys mixed up. John, James, Jim, I don't know. But his friend and the friend's girlfriend. The friend's girlfriend and his wife had been friends for 35 years. So they were here. They were going to stay a week. He and this guy bonded right away. It was the first time they'd ever met. So, and he finds out that this guy's a mechanic. So he says, "Hey, I've got a friend here. He's a mechanic. I'm going to bring him over. He's volunteered to help us out. Not going to cost us anything." So Joshua, on August 4th, they're having these conversations back and forth on the phone, her and Joshua, and she lets him know that she's going to be working on the radiator, that she found a mechanic. And he's like, "What do you mean you found a mechanic? Is he certified? Blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "You can talk to him if you want. Here's his phone number." So Joshua calls the mechanic, asks the mechanic, "Are you certified?" And the mechanic says, "No, but I've been doing this for 30 years. Now, he doesn't say it as politely as I just said it. But nonetheless, Joshua says, "No, I don't want you to do it. Don't go over there. Don't go over there and work on that radiator." So then Rebecca calls him and says, why did you call him off? I wanted him to come help. So, long story short, he comes to help anyway. But so all that day they're going back and forth, Rebecca and Josh, on Facebook Messenger, and texting and about this daggum radiator and the mechanic. And she keeps telling him, and he's like, "Do you want me to come help?" "No, I don't need your help." "Do you need anything? Let me know if you need anything." And she's like, "No, I don't, just leave me alone." I don't know why she didn't block him. I would have just blocked him, but I don't know if that would have saved her life or not. Well, I mean, she didn't die. Her father died. But anyway, so Josh goes to work. After work, he gets in his truck. He's clearly been drinking en route. He's on his way. We can see from the cell phone records that he's on his way to her. He calls her 31 times on his way. She's done with him. She doesn't answer. Last time they spoke was around 5:30. Now we're about, he arrives on the scene about 8:20. But between, for the 2 hours or the 90 minutes prior to that he's traveling, en route to her home, he calls her 31 times. And the testimony of the expert cell phone analysis was that those calls went through. She just did not answer them because the calls showed up on her records and his records, which means even if there was spotty cell service, the call went through. She just didn't answer. So I need another. Wow, I can't see this one. Oh, number 4. Okay, I found it. So he shows up on the scene, walks up to Rebecca. He says, "Hey, boo," walks up to Rebecca. She sees a laser pointed at her head, and he fires. It misfires. Then the second round, she hits her, but she doesn't even realize it. But she goes down. Then he turns around, and the mechanic is there, and he shoots the mechanic. The mechanic kind of turns his face and ducks and gets hit in the face, and it goes through. It's a through and through, ruins his whole mouth, teeth and everything. But he lives, and then at some point he shoots the father and kills him. But Rebecca, neither Rebecca nor the guy on the scene recalls when the father was shot. And then he gets in his car, and he leaves the scene. And he heads back to his home. He starts traveling back to his home. He takes some weird route. And it's believed that, when he showed up on the scene, it's believed he was intoxicated. When he gets to his house, by the time he gets to the house, police have already been on the scene of the crime. They know it's him, so they've alerted the police in Montecito where he lives, and they're waiting for him. He pulls into his driveway, they surround him, and when he gets out of his vehicle, you can see that he's clearly intoxicated. He's kind of wobbling. They ask him to turn around and back up, kneel down. They get him down to the ground, handcuffed. He's got a gun in his front left pocket that has a laser. Ballistics matches that gun with all three bullets that were found, casings that were found on the scene, and bullets that were recovered from John's head during the autopsy. Rebecca had a bullet lodged in her occipital area, which is back here. They were going to leave it in, but it bothered her so much that a month later they took it out. So this gun matched that bullet, it matched the bullet in John's brain, and it matched casings from the bullet that went through the mechanic. Now, everybody afterwards, Rebecca, the mechanic, they're both very, very cooperative with police. The mechanic had fled the scene once he was shot. He goes to a neighbor's house, he just walks into the guy's house, insists that they call 911, which they do. The police come. They get everybody medical treatment. They find out it's Joshua, and once they apprehend Joshua, he keeps asking, why are you apprehending? Why am I being taken into custody? Why are you detaining me? What did I do wrong? Like, he's acting like he doesn't have a clue. And they're like, well, you're going to be the police from Oshkosh are on their way. They're going to be interviewing in regards to a homicide. I didn't kill anybody. Who did I kill? He probably doesn't know, because he's shot 3 people. He probably doesn't know which one of them is dead. And then they have a paramedic come check him out. They put him in the back of the vehicle. They have a paramedic check him out, just to make sure he doesn't have any injuries. He denied. The paramedic asked him, are you injured in any way? He says, no, I wasn't. And all that's on camera. You can see it's on the body cam. No, I wasn't injured. The police take photos of him, when they get back to the station. You don't see any injuries on him whatsoever. Then now we have closing arguments from the defense. Now, the defense closing argument is, my client was ambushed. He maintains that by him saying, do you need anything? Rebecca should have known he was on his way. I don't know. His thought process is just weird. He did take the stand. His story is that she knew he was on the way by him making that statement. Do you need anything? So he shows up. When he shows up, the father starts shoving him, and he says nobody was verbalizing anything. His father just starts shoving him backwards, and then punches him in the side 3 times, and then once in the head. None of which he tells the police. He doesn't ever tell the police any of this because he was waiting for an attorney. He knew what his Miranda rights were. He knew he had the right to remain silent, and he wasn't going to say anything about what happened at the scene. He said, he feared for his life once the guy started punching him, so he took his gun out and he shot him. Now he says he didn't aim, he just pulled it up and he shot him. So, he doesn't remember where he shot him. He just pulled up the gun and shot him. Then he turns, peripherally, he could see the other guy in his periphery turns towards him. The other guy's got something in his hand, a wrench, something he doesn't know, in a tomahawk position, ready to hit him over the head. So he shoots him. That's the mechanic. That guy runs away. And then he sees Rebecca over in the corner of the garage with a gun aimed at him, so he shoots her. Then he leaves the scene because he knew that someone would call 911 and that they would get medical treatment, and he needed to calm down. None of his story makes sense, but this is the closing arguments. He needed to calm down. So he gets in his truck, he takes off from the scene. I think a reasonable person would have called 911 and they'd say, hey, these people ambushed me, I don't know. But, so he left. He stops at a convenience store, he purchases a 6-pack of beer because he needs to calm his nerves. He's so upset by this, he's crying, that that these people were trying to kill him, and then he misses some exits, like he goes some weird way because I don't know, he just goes some weird way home, probably because he was intoxicated. He's calling friends on the phone, explaining to them, what happened, and he gets home and the police are there waiting for him. And he was cooperative, but he didn't explain his story to them because he felt like, like he said, he knew his Miranda rights and he wanted to speak to an attorney first. So, he believes that his act was completely reasonable under the circumstances, that he was in fear for his life, so he fired his gun. Now, so those are the closing arguments. What do you think? Do you believe his story? Do you think it's credible? And his explanation for calling her 31 times was, I didn't know if the call went through. And and she probably had her phone in her truck and didn't hear it, so I kept trying, yeah. So and you could tell when the prosecution was cross-examining him that about him accepting this breakup. He's like, I just I wanted to see what we could salvage. I left my wife, my first wife, for her. I thought that this was something we could make work, and he wasn't taking no for an answer. You could see this. That being said, I'm not going to give you my opinion. I'll let you know tomorrow what my opinion is, but we are starting a new trial tomorrow. It's a super interesting case. A woman who got into a car thinking that was her Uber. She's never seen again. Yeah. So a really good lesson to learn about Ubers in this next case. So guys, what's this day in history? Do 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 do. I have to do that because it's Monday. Do do do. Okay. Oh man, my back. All right. Oh, I can't even think. Think, Rebecca. Think. Think about what you're trying to do to me. Think. Gonna let yourself be free. The U.S. postal system is established in 1775. Now, apparently, prior to that, people didn't feel the need to write letters to each other within the U.S. It wasn't a huge thing. There was a lot of letter writing going on between the U.S. and Britain, which would go on a ship and would take forever. So they established this postal system, the Second Continental Congress, and the first Postmaster General was Benjamin Franklin. Yep. Mm-hmm. Who knew? So he established routes. He established like very efficient routes, cutting delivery time in half between Philadelphia and New York. He'd have a weekly wagon travel both day and night via relay teams so that they could get the mail. So the cost of the post depended on how far they had to travel and the weight of the package. Similar today, right? How far does it have to go and how much does it weigh? Same standards. So yeah, we got the post office. Now fast forward to today, and we have 40,000 post office. Back then, I think there were 75. By 1789, there was about 75 post office. But now we have 40,000 post office. Rain or shine, the post office has to get through, right? Something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the saying is. Through rain or sleet or I don't know, snow. The post office will deliver your package, except when you put the wrong address on it on the daggum thing. Anyway, yeah. So we got, and they have roughly 500,000 workers. Now, working for the post office is a good deal. But I dated my last boyfriend. He worked for the post office. He retired. I think he's retired now, but he was a career post office guy. But what they were doing is they stopped hiring full-time people. So they would bring in like seasonal help, part-time seasonal help for like during around Christmas and stuff like that. So they didn't have to hire new people. It was very difficult to get an actual full-time position with the post office because they hire these temp people or these contract people, he was always really frustrated by that. And they have now what they call the forever stamp, which means no matter what price they raise the stamp to, that whatever stamps you have will work. So if you bought a bunch years ago, the forever stamps, that was a good deal because the price just keeps. I don't even know what the cost of a stamp is nowadays. The last time I checked, it was like 47 cents. I don't know what it is now, but yeah. So now we have mail delivery to every place in the U.S., including Guam, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, American Samoa, like all of these exterior, everywhere. And, of course, globally, you can send mail anywhere. It's going to cost you, but you can do it. put you back into it. Oh, God. Oh. I threw the kittens in their room last night. I had had enough. You know, I'm 8 o'clock at night. I'm watching Big Brother. They're sound asleep. I'm like, dadgummit, you know. So, of course, when I go to bed, you know, I'm watching TV. They're playing, and they were clearly not ready to go to sleep. So by 10 o'clock, they are still wound up, playing. They won't go to bed. So I just said, okay, kittens, you are going in your room, because they kept messing with the dog. Poor Tootsie, she's trying to relax in her bed, you know, with mom, and they're so cute the way they wanted to play with Tootsie. Tootsie will play with them when she's in the mood. But she wasn't in the mood last night. She wanted to go to bed, and they're jumping all over her, and she's like, "Oh, Mom, please help." So I put them in their room. So of course at 5:30 this morning, they were rattling the door to get out, like, "Get us out of the room, Mother." So then they were chasing each other all around the house. The dog was chasing the cats this morning all over the house. It's so cute the way they play. And when they, like on the bed last night, they were playing, and Stitch was just like batting Tootsie, and Tootsie's like nudging her, and Pearl's jumping back and forth over Tootsie's head. It's very funny. If I could ever catch it on camera, I will try to bring it to you guys. That is the show for today. I'm going to work from home today. I need to call the doctor about a couple of things. Yes, the ringworm. Yeah, we're still dealing with ringworm. Because now I have a ringworm spot. Yes, so. And I've been putting stuff on it. I'm trying to keep it clean and dry. So, you know, because I kept rubbing up with, you know, I put the stuff on and it would rub against my shirt. And so anyway, that's my story about that. So, I need to find out if there's like a medicine I should be taking, or, you know, to get rid of it, because it doesn't seem to be going away with the spray, the antifungal spray that I'm using. But, you know, of course, over the weekend I had to wash everything again, you know, so I'm trying. All right, guys. Have a great Monday. I think there's some Zooms going. There's Zooms every single day. You know, if you're interested, let me know, and I can get you into the Zoom group, so you can know when they take place. There's a Zoom Facebook Messenger group, which is just solely for people to post if they're having a Zoom. Yeah, so I can put people in that group if you want to know when there's a Zoom. So I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow in the morning show. I will put up a community post. Make sure to look for that so you can vote, or you can vote in the comments if you want. Or Joshua A. Trial, guilty, not guilty, or mistrial. So anyway, take care, everybody. Love you. Bye.